The cargo bay of the derelict station smelled of rust and desperation. Alexa pressed her back against the cold metal wall, her younger sister Mira trembling in her arms. 3 days without food, for without water that wasn't recycled condensation from the broken life support systems. "I'm so hungry," Mira whimpered. Her voice barely audible, Alexa tightened her embrace, her own stomach a knot of pain she'd learned to ignore. The Volturian blockade had trapped them here when their transport ship was destroyed. They were the only survivors, to refugees among the wreckage of what was once a thriving trade hub. Through the cracked viewport, she could see the human vessel docked at the far end of the station. It had arrived yesterday, and Alexa had watched it with a mixture of hope and dread. Humans were known throughout the galaxy as paradoxes capable of great compassion and terrible violence, often in the same breath. She had heard stories. Some spoke of human generosity, of aid workers who traveled to war-torn systems. Others whispered of human mercenaries, ruthless and efficient. Alexa didn't know which kind had arrived at this dying station, but Mira was dying. That was certain. "Stay here," Alexa whispered, laying her sister down on the makeshift bed of salvaged thermal blankets. "I'll be back soon." Mira's eyes, too large in her gaunt face, tracked her sister's movement. "Don't leave me, never," Alexa promised, pressing a kiss to her sister's forehead. "I'm going to get us food." The walk to the human ship felt like miles, though it was only a few hundred meters. Through the station's dim corridors, Alexa's legs shook with weakness, but she forced herself forward. She had made her decision, her life for Mira's survival. Surely even the cruelest human would honor such a bargain. The airlock stood open, warm light spilling into the darkness. Alexa hesitated at the threshold, then stepped inside. The human sat at a small table, eating something that made Alexa's mouth water involuntarily. He was large, as humans tended to be, with dark hair and keen eyes that assessed her immediately. This was Knox, though she didn't know his name yet. "Please," Alexa said, her voice cracking. She dropped to her knees, the universal gesture of supplication across a dozen species. "My sister is starving. She's only 8 cycles old. I'll do anything work for you, serve on your crew. Take me as property, if your laws allow it. Just please, give her food. Let her live." Knox had frozen mid-bite, his expression unreadable. He set down his fork slowly and stood. Alexa flinched, but held her ground, even as he approached. "How long since you've eaten?" His voice was deeper than she expected, but not unkind. 3 days. For Mira, the supplies ran out in the Volturians. "Where is she?" "Cargo Bay 7. But I came to offer." "I heard what you offered," Knox interrupted, his tone harder now. "Stand up. No one kneels on my ship." Confused, Alexa rose on shaking legs. Knox was already moving, gathering items from storage compartments with practiced efficiency. He filled a large pack with food containers, water bottles, and what looked like medical supplies. "Show me where she is," he said. Alexa's mind struggled to process what was happening. "You want to see her first, before we negotiate terms?" Knox stopped and looked at her directly. His eyes were brown, she noticed, warm despite the harsh lines of his face. "There are no terms. You're both refugees. I'm not a monster. Now show me your sister before she gets worse." The walk back felt surreal. Knox followed her through the corridors, his heavy boots echoing in the silence. When they reached the cargo bay, he immediately knelt beside Mira, checking her vital signs with a portable medical scanner. "Severe malnutrition, dehydration," he muttered, more to himself than to Alexa. "But treatable. She'll be okay." He pulled out a nutrient drink, helping Mira sit up. "Slow sips," he instructed gently. "Your stomach needs to adjust." Mira drank with desperate gratitude, and Knox handed Alexa another bottle. "You too," slowly. Alexa couldn't hold back the tears anymore. They streamed down her face as she drank, the cool liquid like a miracle on her parched throat. "Why?" she finally managed to ask. "Why are you helping us? What do you want in return?" Knox was unpacking more supplies: blankets, a portable heater, medical gel. He paused and looked at her with something like confusion. "Want in return?" He shook his head. "Listen, I don't know what you've heard about humans, but where I come from, you don't leave kids to starve. You don't let people die when you can help. No payment needed. No servitude required. It's just what you do. But we're nothing to you, Alexa protested. We're not even the same species, so. Knox resumed his work, setting up the heater. Your people. She's a kid. That's enough. Over the next few hours, Knox transformed their makeshift shelter. He brought more supplies from his ship, set up a communication relay to call for proper rescue, and even cooked them a hot meal using a portable unit. Mira ate slowly, color returning to her cheeks, while Alexa watched this strange human work with quiet efficiency. There's a relief ship coming, Knox said as he checked his datapad. Should be here in about 6 hours. They'll take you somewhere safe, get you proper care. How much do we owe you? Alexa asked quietly. Knox looked at her, and for the first time, she saw something like sadness in his eyes. The fact that you think you owe me something for basic decency. That says more about this galaxy than I like. You don't owe me anything, just pass it on someday. When you can help someone, do it. That's payment enough. As Mira fell asleep with a full stomach for the first time in days, wrapped in warm blankets, Alexa understood something she hadn't before. Humans were indeed paradoxes, but perhaps the contradiction wasn't between cruelty and kindness. Perhaps it was between what they could be and what they chose to be. And Knox had chosen compassion. Thank you, Alexa whispered, the words feeling inadequate. You saved her life. You saved both our lives. Knox just nodded, his expression gentle. That's what humans do, he said simply. At least, that's what we should do, in the darkness of space. On a dying station in the middle of nowhere. Two sisters learned that sometimes the universe offered mercy, and sometimes it came in the form of a human who simply refused to look away.